Welcome to the latest update. Eagle Global Advisors LLC is making major moves in the market with a fresh acquisition of over 10,000 shares in Duke Energy Corporation. We are breaking down the implications of this multi-million-dollar stake and why institutional investors are shifting their focus to this utilities giant right now.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Turning to the hardwood, Duke point guard Caleb Foster has officially committed to returning for his senior season. After a challenging year marked by injury, find out what this veteran leadership means for the future of the Blue Devils program as they look to reload their roster. The Diamond is heating up as the number 2 North Carolina Tar Heels prepare for a high-stakes rivalry showdown against Duke. After a statement series win over Georgia Tech, the Tar Heels must avoid a trap against a desperate Blue Devils squad fighting to keep their postseason dreams alive. This massive 3-game series between North Carolina and Duke begins Thursday night, and we have all the key stats and player matchups you need to follow. Stay ahead of the curve by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss an update. Ever wonder what the big money is doing while the rest of the market waits for a signal? Well, Eagle Global Advisors just made a major power move, snapping up over 10,000 shares of Duke Energy. This isn't just a random purchase. It's a $1 million vote of confidence in one of the nation's utility giants. But are the institutional heavyweights seeing something you're missing? Let's break down the latest buzz surrounding DUK. It's not just Eagle Global, either. We've seen a wave of activity from various funds, with firms like Bear Financial Services aggressively ramping up their positions. With institutions holding over 65% of the company, it's clear that Duke remains a bedrock asset for many portfolios. Trading at a market cap of nearly $98 billion, the stock is currently dancing between its yearly lows and highs, showing a steady, if not volatile, performance that utility investors usually love. Now let's talk numbers. Duke recently edged out analyst expectations, pulling in 1.5 per share against a consensus of 1.49. That's a tight margin, sure, but in the utility game, consistency is the name of the game. Analysts are currently split. Some are bumping up their price targets, like BMO Capital, while others are keeping a close eye on the valuation with a hold rating. The current average target price sits right around $140, suggesting there might still be some room for growth. However, it's not all sunshine and dividend checks. We've seen some insider movement lately, with CEO Louis Rengel and SVP Regis Ripko offloading a portion of their shares. While insider selling can sometimes spook retail investors, remember that executives sell for plenty of reasons, often just routine financial planning. Still, it's a data point you shouldn't ignore. So, what's the bottom line? Duke Energy is a powerhouse in the grid, balancing traditional energy with a growing renewable portfolio. But is it the best move for your capital right now? There are whispers of other, perhaps more lucrative opportunities hidden in plain sight that top-tier analysts are eyeing as we speak. If you're hungry for more market-beating insights, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out the links below to see what the pros are pivoting toward. Do you think Duke is a buy at these levels, or are you waiting for a pullback? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation started. Ever wonder what it takes to build a championship-caliber culture in the modern era of college basketball? Duke just got a massive boost in that department. The Blue Devils made a major announcement this Wednesday that Caleb Foster is officially running it back for his senior season. Now, let's be real. In the age of the transfer portal where rosters turn over faster than a shot clock, a veteran presence like Foster is basically gold. Last season, the 6'5" playmaker was a steady hand for Duke, averaging over 8 points and nearly 3 assists a game while shooting a respectable 40% from deep. But his season wasn't without drama. A fractured foot sidelined him right at the worst possible time, forcing him to miss the ACC tournament and the opening rounds of March Madness. It's the kind of injury that haunts a player, but watching him battle back to suit up for that Elite Eight clash against UConn showed the kind of grit that coaching staffs die for. Looking ahead, the backcourt in Durham is starting to look like a serious problem for the rest of the ACC. With Foster returning, Caden Boozer entering his sophomore year, and a fresh injection of talent coming in via five-star recruit Daron Rippey Jr. and transfer John Blackwell, the Blue Devils are stacking the deck. This team is clearly building depth, experience, and the kind of chemistry you just can't buy. So, what do you think? Does this veteran core have what it takes to lead Duke to a Final Four run next season? Drop a comment below and let's get the debate started. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on the ever-changing college hoops landscape. At the end of the day, championships aren't just won by talent. They're won by the guys who decide to stick around and finish the job. Is North Carolina a legitimate national title contender, or did they just catch lightning in a bottle? Last weekend's series win against a juggernaut like Georgia Tech officially put the Diamond Heels on the map, but in college baseball, momentum is only as good as your next pitch. Now, the number 2 Tar Heels are pivoting from that statement victory to a high-stakes rivalry showdown against Duke. Let's be honest, Duke is not having the year they expected. After coming within a single game of the College World Series last season, the departure of longtime coach Chris Pollard has clearly left a vacuum. At 22-21, their fighting for their postseason lives under first-year coach Corey Muscara. But if you've spent any time around sports, you know that records go out the window when these two teams step on the field. This is a classic trap series for UNC. A struggling rival has nothing to lose and everything to gain by derailing Carolina's push for an ACC regular season title. UNC's success hinges on maintaining the defensive intensity they showed against the Yellow Jackets, where they did something nobody else has, holding the nation's highest-scoring offense to 5 runs or less in 3 consecutive games. That is an elite-level statement. To keep that rolling, eyes will be on key arms like Caden Glauber and Jackson Rose, alongside hitters like Owen Hull, who's been electric with a .387 average. On the Duke side, players like Matthew Strand and his 10 home runs are the kind of threats that can swing a game in an instant if Carolina loses focus for even a second. The action kicks off this Thursday at 7 p.m. at Jack Coombs Field, followed by games Friday and Saturday. Will UNC prove they are the team to beat, or will the Blue Devils play spoiler in a game that defines their season? Make sure you're tuned in to the ACC network to find out. If you're a fan of college baseball, this is the drama you live for. Do you think Duke has the grit to pull off the upset, or will the Tar Heels continue their march toward the top? Drop your prediction in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all your latest UNC baseball updates. Is it finally time to crown North Carolina as the team to beat? Last weekend, the Tar Heels did the unthinkable. They took down Georgia Tech, the highest-scoring offense in the nation, and held them to 5 runs or less in every single game. That signature series win didn't just boost their record. It turned them into a bona fide national title contender. But if there's one rule in college sports, it's that momentum is only as good as your next game. And for UNC, that next game is a high-stakes rivalry showdown against Duke. Now, look on paper, this looks like a lopsided affair. The Tar Heels are sitting pretty at 34-7, while the Blue Devils are hovering at a mediocre 22-21 in what's been a tough transition year under first-year coach Corey Muscara. Without former skipper Chris Pollard, Duke has struggled to find its identity, and their postseason dreams are hanging by a thread. But here is the catch. This is a classic trap series. Nothing fuels a struggling program quite like the opportunity to play spoiler against a top-ranked rival. The Blue Devils are playing for pride and a chance to derail UNC's ACC title charge, which means Carolina cannot afford to take their foot off the gas. This isn't just about rankings anymore. It's about staying focused when everyone is telling you you've already arrived. The action kicks off Thursday at 7 p.m., followed by a Friday evening tilt at 6 and a Saturday afternoon finale at 3. We've got a deep roster breakdown for you below, but the real question is whether UNC can maintain the defensive discipline they showed against the Yellow Jackets, or if they'll get caught looking ahead. If you want to see if the Tar Heels are the real deal, you have to watch this series. Smash that like button if you think UNC sweeps, and let us know in the comments. Is Duke dangerous enough to cause an upset, or is this the weekend Carolina proves they're playing on a different level? Remember, in a rivalry, the records don't matter, only who shows up.